definitely want the money straight in bills.
Ni hao, locomotive lovers, and welcome back to another exciting video. Steam locomotives are an important part of railroading history, especially those that are preserved and are in operating condition. However, some places don't have the resources to have a steam locomotive from here in the US. So what do? You get one from China. A lot of heritage railways here in the US have operating steam locomotives that come from China. You might already know about the famous SY class locomotives like Susquehanna 142 or New Haven 3025, and perhaps you've heard of Boone and Scenic Valley's JS class number 8419, or even the iconic Iowa Interstate QJ Twins number 6988 and 7081. But let's take a moment to uncover a lesser known gem from China that proudly carries its legacy in the US. Today, we're diving into a fascinating chapter of railroad history, highlighting an extraordinary locomotive that once trekked the scenic rails of Kentucky, the remarkable 2008 Old Smokey, a standout among the QJ class steam engines. First, a quick primer for those unfamiliar with the QJ series. Introduced in 1956 by the China Railway, these two 10-2 Santa Fe type steam locomotives were real workhorses. Built mainly by the Datong Locomotive Factory, they quickly became the backbone of freight transport in China by the 1980s, with over 4,700 units produced until their last roll-off of the production line in 1988. Even after diesel engines took over in 2005, many QJs found new life on industrial lines and stunning scenic routes like the Jining Railway, which continued steam operations into the 21st century. Now, let's turn our attention to our engine, which originally started out as number 7040 of the China Railway. Built in 1986 by Datong, this steam powerhouse initially operated for the Lanqiao Bureau of China Rail before being transferred to the Jining Railway in Inner Mongolia around 1997. There, number 7040 worked alongside over a fleet of 100 QJ locomotives, tackling heavy freight and passenger runs through the Jingpeng Pass. It was one of the last of its kind, continuing to operate until December of 2005. Diesels started to replace the engines, and the Chinese beasts were subsequently retired and sidelined for scrap. Then came a turning point. The Railroad Development Corporation of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, announced the exciting purchase of 3 Chinese QJ locomotives, with the possibility of more on the horizon. Among them was 7040, acquired by RJ Corman from Railroad Development by its visionary founder, Rick Corman, in 2007. Mr. Corman reflects, how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? Some may ask, why choose a Chinese-made locomotive over its American counterparts? While American railroads have largely moved from steam, 7040 was still serving up nostalgia, having worked until that recent point. Despite its antique appearance, this engine, rooted in a 1920s American design, was actively hauling coal and passengers until 2005, while American steam engines had long since retired to museums or scrapyards. As Mr. Corman aptly put it, steam engines aren't very efficient, which is a lie, but they have character and people love them. It took over 7 months of tireless coordination to bring this 140-ton engine, along with its 40-ton tender, from Jinzhou, China to the beautiful Bluegrass State of Kentucky. The journey was as thrilling as the restoration that awaited them at the Jinzhou 701 works, preparing to embark on a vessel bound for the land of opportunity. When this locomotive made its way to the US, it had to meet strict standards set by the FRA. Among the standout features was its new marker lights and a bell taken straight off an EMD engine. Definitely not something you'd expect on a steam locomotive. And here's the kicker, this bell didn't just operate pneumatically, it was also hand-rung. Yeah, I was really surprised on how that actually turned out. Curious about how that sounds? Check out this clip. The engine also underwent some cosmetic tweaks, like the removal of the smoke deflectors and the addition of skirts on the running boards. What? Not sure what a freight engine would need those for, but hey, style points. The engine was also renumbered from its original number to 2008 to signify the year she would begin operating as a steam-breathing ambassador for RJ Corman. Upon arriving at RJ Corman's Central Kentucky lines, this remarkable locomotive became one of just 3 QJ steam locomotives in the entire country, and one of only 2 operational steam locomotives in Kentucky at the time, with the other being L&M Pacific No. 152. After a thorough inspection and a little TLC, this 2,000 horsepower beauty was ready to roll, making its grand debut on May 24, 2008. For several years, it made appearances at special events, including hauling the famous Kentucky Derby train. Old Smokey, the nickname that Rick Corman had given the engine, has definitely brought joy to countless people along the way. Speaking of joy, let's not forget about the whistles. Over the year, 2008 has sported various sounds, from its original Chinese 5-chime to an MD Whistles replica of a Southern top lever 3-chime, and of course, the Illinois Central Long Bell 3. Unfortunately, all the good things must come to an end. By July 2013, 2008's role as a public relations icon was wrapping up. With its 1472-day inspection looming, it made its last run on July 20th, 2013, before being placed on static display in a stunning glass enclosure in Lexington, Kentucky, just behind Rupp Arena. Go Girls! You're my boy, Blue! The board of directors ultimately decided to stop funding its operations, influenced by changing market trends and the sad passing of Rick Corman later that year. And so, Old Smokey found itself in what could only be described as a giant train box, left to ponder its illustrious past. Then, on March 11th, 2020, exciting news broke. RJ Corman announced that it would donate Old Smokey to the Kentucky Steam Heritage Corporation, home of Chesapeake and Ohio 2716, ensuring that this locomotive, a true treasure of heritage and innovation, would live on. The transportation was set to take place that same April, along with the donation of the glass structure that housed it. As of early November 2025, however, 2008 remains nestled in the secure confines of RJ's Central Kentucky Lines Yard in Lexington. Excitement continues to build as plans for its relocation to a new home in Irvine take shape, promising a thrilling future for this historic engine. Enthusiasts eagerly anticipate the day when Old Smokey will roar back to life in this excursion locomotive, serving as a vibrant testament to the legacy of the mighty QJ engines that have successfully found new beginnings beyond the borders of China. This journey of this magnificent engine is not just about the tracks it has or will traverse. It's about rekindling the spirit of a bygone era, and sharing the heritage of railroading with a new generation. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell to catch all future Southeastern railroading content and adventures. Until next time, stay on track, and I'll see you guys in the next video.